quiet day in the markets, but is it a little bit too quiet? Price action, everything you need to know coming up right now. Okay, good morning, you beautiful human beings. Guys, this is Pounds for Breakfast. My name is Dane van Must. It is Wednesday, and guys, we have some smooth sailing in the market, right? Not all too much news, not all too much fundamentals, but makes me a little bit suspicious that something is looming, that something is coming. However, while our spidey senses are tingling, we're going to focus on the data at hand. We're going to focus on what is happening and see how we can capitalize on that. Now, just a little bit of a side note, guys, I am working super hard, and a ton of my focus is going into launching our copy trade service at the end of June, right? So starting in the first week of July, which is next week, we will have our copy trade service. This is going to be for premium plus clients only, right? So now remember, the goal with copy trade is not to double, triple accounts within a week. The goal of copy trade is to have consistent gains week over week, month over month, right? Now, copy trade is not designed to replace your trading activity. This is designed to help you earn while you learn, right? So your account can be growing, it can be doing things in the background while you're learning how to trade the markets. Now, once we've got the copy trade set up, it will be automated to a large extent. Over everything that I do will be copied over there, but we'll still have time for amazing signals and amazing shows in between. So on the 1st of July, things are going to get crazy, a whole lot better, and I cannot wait to show you what we've got planned. But until then, you know the drill. Link down below, smash it, go open up that HFM live account to qualify for 50% off of Premium Plus, where you get just a ton of value. Brilliant. So as I said, a little bit of a quieter day in terms of the markets. However, I do want to ask you and draw your attention to one thing. So I will be sharing this Yahoo Finance article. I want you just to scroll down and just double check. If you refresh, this particular video might not be there by the time that you obviously get this video, and that's why I'm trying to get this out as soon as humanly possible. But once you refresh, I just want you to have a look at this. Alphabet downgrades, legit tech evaluations becoming worrisome. That's by a portfolio manager. It's about 7 or 8 minutes long in terms of a watch and or read, but please go ahead and watch this. Extremely interesting as to why certain tech companies have been downgraded. We discussed this yesterday, but Nvidia is one of the only companies that have had an up to 80% revision in terms of the EPS that is coming up based on the AI movement that is currently happening. So very interesting. Jump in there, have a read, have a look at what is busy going on. Now, really quickly, in terms of some of the fundamentals for today, we don't have all too much, but I just want to touch on yesterday's data, yesterday's fundamentals, right? So the US came out absolutely swinging yesterday, right? From a data perspective, looking at 230, durable goods orders 1.7%. They expected negative 0.1%, right? So big standard deviation, positive for the dollar there. But I think the big one here, which I think has had the biggest effect, and as well as the second item, new homes, we'll talk about in a second, is going to be that CB consumer confidence that came in at 109.7%, meaning Americans and across the board, people are just super optimistic about the state of the dollar and about the state of the US economy as a whole, right? And we saw that yesterday, as soon as that 4 o'clock time frame came out, as soon as 4 o'clock hit, we just saw the dollar take off. However, we're also seeing strength in the stock market. Even with these really good numbers on the dollar, we still see that NASDAQ as well as US 30 ended up higher yesterday afternoon, telling us there's a bunch of positivity both in the stock market and in the dollar right now. So at this point, no news is good news, and we just want to allow price action to remain king. And I've got some really interesting trades I would like to take you through. So let's quickly just jump in and wrap up the S&P 500 heat map. Again, this is a visual representation of how good yesterday was from a stock market perspective, even though we had that stronger dollar. So across the board, lit up in green. Obviously some outliers you can obviously just see off the get-go. Nvidia up over 3%, Tesla up over 3%, Meta, otherwise known as Facebook, up over 3%. So across the board, pretty good day for tech, as well, pretty much for Wall Street as a whole. But we're here for the trades. That's what we're here for. So sit back and relax, guys. And remember, if you haven't done so already, like and share this video, right? Smash the like button. It helps a ton. When you share the video, it tells the YouTube algorithm, this is good content and that can help potentially somebody else out there. And it goes a long, long way to showing your appreciation for what it is that we do here, right here at DVDM Markets. Now, it takes a ton of time to put these things together. I'm up super early doing things I would normally do in terms of the markets, but providing this sort of content for you. If it is of value to you, smash that like button. If it isn't, sit back, relax, and or enjoy, and let's move on. So a few interesting trade opportunities that I'd like to obviously point your attention to. If you're not part of Premium Plus, you are part of Premium Plus. And again, as and when these opportunities arise, I physically send these trades with risk management, stop losses, etc., directly into the group. So if you want to be part of that, link down below, smash the link, jump in, super easy to get started. So first one I want to talk about this morning is going to be Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, as we've spoken about previously, has broken out a market structure and pretty much went and chased that $31,000 a coin. Made that pop into that zone, immediately rejected the following day. But if you look at where we are now, we are certainly building up momentum for one of two things, right? Now, again, we've got some really clean price action structure here. If you draw a parallel line to the last bull run that we've had on Bitcoin, it's pretty much been in place since the end of 2022. So pretty much dead end of 2022. You draw, that bull run out there and you just look at this extension, this false move towards downside, it gives us some really good structure in terms of where we can frame up what Bitcoin could potentially do over the next day to even just today, right? So what I'm looking for specifically is I'm looking for a break in structure, potentially downside or upside. I have no bias here, but yes, I would like to get long on Bitcoin, right? For a couple reasons. First, massive reasons, obviously, the fact that Bitcoin has been in this massive losing streak since its high in the end of 2021. So 2022 being in that massive losing streak there, or pretty much that big bear retracement. Bear retracement came to an end, pulled back to a known Fibonacci level as we've seen in the past. So made that nice big strong pullback all the way down to 78.6, slightly through, but ultimately now in that recovery stage. Another thing of interest is obviously the fact that we have passed that first fib level, right? So if we look at this last bull run here, the bull run happened, we hit that 61.8, went through it temporarily, fell down just below it. Just for reference, the 61.8 is just here above my head, somewhere there. We just went into that 61.8 and then we failed it and we've now pushed through. So I have obviously some interest in getting long on this item, beating out that previous high and obviously continuing towards that top side. So I have a bullish outlook for Bitcoin, but it needs to obviously meet some items here, primarily being the fact that we need to break through that $31,000 barrier. Now, if you want to follow this a bit more closely in terms of a scalping perspective, there is starting to develop some market opportunity here for us to potentially look at, right? So really quick and easy, as I've shown you guys, in terms of smaller market structures, really easy to grab some scalp opportunities. That's simply by just drawing out some of the pure price action that you can observe there, right? And I think for Bitcoin, that might be what we want to observe. And so the first trigger would be a break on a 15-minute time frame of this small little downside structure, adding to a position once we break back into this rising structure, adding to a position once we break that $31,000 to a coin. However, if you are part of Premium Plus, I will send this through. USD ZAR sitting in a very, very interesting position. Yesterday, we looked at the opportunity of USD ZAR having a second opportunity for us to buy on that 61.8. We've bought previously on Monday, had a nice little bull rally there, scored some quick pips towards the top side, retraced down and failed on that 61.8. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what that looks like, very, very similar to what we've just seen on Bitcoin, right? Now, what I am looking at though is that retest of that 61.8, and should we fail the 61.8 over the course of this London market open, we may then kind of look for continued short opportunities towards downside. However, as we've seen with USD ZAR, we know it's called the rattlesnake for a reason. This could just be a bear trap. The fundamentals are in the dollar's favor. South African Rand obviously plagued with all of its normal politics, nothing out of the ordinary. So I still have, from a sentimental perspective, I still have long opportunities in heart and in hand. But again, it would pretty much all determine whether we can see South African Rand stay above that 18 Rand 56 mark over the course of today. Now, US 30, just a little bit of an example here. Obviously, we made that pop through later yesterday afternoon. Couldn't necessarily hold up above this position. We had some pending order setups just above this position. We banged some pips, albeit very quickly we moved stop loss into entry, and then it was obviously taken out at entry towards downside. It would have been great to hold the greater trend. I did see a couple students and a couple clients from around the world holding this trade towards the top side, having that confidence in the price action that I'd obviously demonstrated already, right? So that price action is what? Price action being that we've been in this bear market structure. We've obviously broken out of this bear market structure now into new bull territory, right? So trusting the price action of a few clients who've held those long positions and or are smiling at the moment. Now, in terms of a quick strategy for this morning, if you want to get into a position for the London market open, as I showed you guys yesterday, if you guys were part of yesterday's show or watched yesterday's show, I showed you a really cool technique just to catch those breakout opportunities. Now, I generally look at those breakout opportunities closer to 7 o'clock because between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., you'll see a bunch of movements, right? So once that's fully formed, I generally map them out. And what you could potentially look at this morning from a US 30 perspective is potentially the fact that we might already start to break out towards that downside. However, what I would do just to be a little bit safer in terms of that breakout is just add an extra layer of protection. And I would add something along those lines over there. All right, so 2 levels. I would maybe potentially just edit this one over here just as a point of safety, because remember, you just want to grab that absolute, lowest level. Once it's through, you obviously want to sell that, and obviously once it's above, you want to buy that. So for me, it's going to be breaking down below that 33,946, so $33,946 would be that sell point for me. And again, from a buy perspective, super simple. We start to make some new highs. That's going to be the way to go. So I will start to look, if I'm looking for just pure breakouts on the session, those would be the 2 things I will be looking at. There's also some opportunities sitting in US 100, as well as some opportunities still sitting on gold. However, I'm going to be saving that for Premium Plus. I give away a ton of opportunities. Most of what we give away in these free sessions materialize, and I don't want to take away any value from Premium Plus. So again, if you're not yet a part of Premium Plus, guys, remember, open up that HFM live account and you get 50% off Premium Plus. Right? The value proposition is absolutely mind-blowing. And the copy trade service will be available for free to Premium Plus subscribers. So there is 1,000 reasons or 1,000 pips why you want to be a part of that. Outside of that, guys, if you're new to the space and you haven't yet had any idea and built any confidence into understanding the markets, price action, risk management, economics, politics, and how these things all tie in together to analyze and take positions, then you want to get hold of my Quantum Growth Markets Academy for free. 8 hours on YouTube, me teaching you everything you need to know and so much more. Link is down below. Again, as always, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, share this with somebody that could use this out there. I will see you a little bit later. And until then, have a great morning. Stay safe. Goodbye.